Ay, 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 ay! Best episode of season 3 ever! What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on Black Lightning episode 11. Yeah, guys, I know I'm late on this, but unfortunately, I didn't get to see it till late last night. I had to have it recorded on DVR so I can see it because I was just busy throughout the beginning of this week. But still, this episode, just crazy. You see, usually when it comes to an episode jobbling so many in a one episode, it really kills that episode. But no, with this episode of Black Lightning, it had multiple plot points introduced to us, and it was so balanced out well that it just made this one of the best episodes ever. And probably because it's like a setup to the final arc going forward, because there are 16 episodes in total for season 3. This is episode 11, so we're now going in episode 12, meaning we are just 5 episodes away from the season finale, and looks like they're really starting to kick it into high gear for the final showdown. And boy, it is already off to a good start, but I really don't know where to begin. Why don't we just start off from the beginning of where we left off with last week's episode? We found out it was Lady Eve who all along was the one who hired someone to kill Gamby. Now, the only question I've got on my mind is, was this before or after she died? Why do I say that? Is because TC, when he told Gamby, he mentioned how it took the killer's a year or so to find him. And with Black Lightning season 1, when it shifted into season 2, it didn't pretty much do any time skip at all. It was just like beginning where it left off in season 1. While in season 3, it's been 6 months. So is it my guess is she had this hit out way before she died. And speaking of Lady Eve, yes, we got to see her in this week's episode, just as we got the return of Lala. Yeah, you guys remember Lala? We haven't seen him since pretty much episode 1 or 2 of season 3? He's been in the background taking care of the underworld business. Because, yeah, the gangs have been trying to find their ways to handle things considering they can't fight the ASA. And yeah, basically, he's been trying to do protection money business and everything, but Lady Eve's got something going on, and when he found out about it, he's given her an ultimatum. Kind of funny how, considering how powerful Lady Eve was when we first met her in season 1, she's sounding like she's easily intimidated or something. Oh, now she did mention the guy who resurrected her, so that explains how she's back to life, but I'm sure we all probably figured that out. Especially for some of y'all who probably saw my episode, or others out there, I'm pretty sure other YouTubers out there had that same theory right there. But still, the way she's sounding just don't sound like how she was in season 1. Or maybe she's just playing him and just pretending to be. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. As for Peter Gamby, even though TC told him who it was that hired him to be killed, he thinks she's dead. Well, when Peter Gamby finally lets himself back out there to know he's alive, he's gonna soon find out that's not true. And speaking of those gangs, my guess is, because here's the thing, we didn't see too much of the gangs and everything. It was just like, this episode was just to state to us what's been going on the gang side of Freeland, since that's what Freeland was known for, some of these gangs and everything, and how they control parts of the town of Freeland. So, no doubt, going into season 4, that may be a setup as it's back to the gangs taking the control over, and Black Lightning and his team are going to need to work together to get the gangs out of town. If not out of town, lower the gangs down, like crime and corruption and everything. That's what my guess is. But now, let's move straight on to the heroes. Starting off, let's talk about Jennifer and her confessing to her father. And confessing to her father about how she was working with Agent Odell and everything. This is where we actually learned of why she was so easily manipulative. Manipulated by Odell. It's because, as she says, with how her parents were treating her with her powers, she got the wrong idea and thinking that she was they were treating her like a freak. And I'm just like, why would you come to that conclusion? Look at your father. He's a metahuman too. Your mother, on the other hand, I can get that point around. But why would you think your father's doing that to you? Because truthfully, if I was your father, Jen, I would have done the same thing, because you needed to learn how to control your powers and stuff. And not to mention, you're still at a point where you're very impulsive. You think you can just rush on in there and just kill whoever you want. It's not that simple, girl. And you're going to need to learn that. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. If you don't know your enemies, or for that matter, think it's simple to just go in there and defeat your enemies like that, then girl, you're going to die quickly. Yeah, no matter how powerful you are, the brain is usually the thing that keeps you alive, not your powers here. And speaking of which, we did get this little scene of her taking Brandon with her earlier on in the episode when she was getting her costume out, and it referenced Easter egg on him thinking about wanting a suit too, since she took him to Peter Gamby's hideout. And yeah, this is where he started to think, I should have a superhero name if I'm gonna have a costume. And they did kind of reference Geoforce there. He's gonna be the Geoforce for Black Lightning this year. I mean, not this year, for the show, because as Black Lightning gets best known for a team of outsiders, and considering what happened at the end of this episode, I'm guessing that's what we're going to be getting, a formation of the outsiders here pretty soon. But that's just a guess, because with Brandon's powers and everything, yeah, he should get a suit from Gamby, just as it looks like TC might get a suit here soon as well. But getting back on point with Jennifer, there's also the fact that she's still a young teenager who doesn't quite get things yet. That when she finally sees Khalil in person, alive and well, but she sees him as Painkiller, not Khalil anymore. And how's that, you may wonder? Well, I'll get to that here in a minute. First, I'll just let y'all know that when she found out that her sister and her dad knew, she was really mad at them and saying, why didn't she tell them? And when they said they were trying to protect her, she just went off saying, why does everybody want to keep protecting me? I can take care of myself. But then Peter made her know. Peter told her straight up that it's not that simple. And it isn't. Come on. How would you feel knowing that just straight off the bat? Jen, come on, let's face it. How would you have felt knowing that your family tells you straight off the bat, hey, your ex-boyfriend is alive, but he's now a killer and he doesn't remember anything about you. He's a cold-blooded murderer. You really think it's that simple to just tell somebody that? Because, girl, if that's what you think, you have no idea how crazy this world is. Because, trust me, it is not that simple at all. Never that simple. But now let's go into how it came to her finding out about Khalil. Well, after she told her dad about Odell doing that to her with using her as a weapon and everything, well, Jefferson was not happy at all. He was just pissed, and man, throughout the entire episode, was he mad? I was just like, oh, you do not want to piss this guy off, and certainly you did not, because he got Gamby and Anissa with her, who, by the way, is reunited with Grace, and she's gotten over her abandonment issues that caused her to have her shape changing ability problems. But back straight on, they got together, kidnapped Odell, and were looking like they were going to torture him, but it was all just a ploy, a front for the real objective, so they could, computer generate, make him, and put out an order to get the ASA out of town. And it nearly worked. It nearly did. Unfortunately, Jen came in, and that's when the ASA agents with Painkiller came in. and then everything just broke down. But while all that broke down, the real thing that moved the plot forward for next week was Lynn Stewart and Tobias Whale. And how's that, you were wondering? Well, here's how it is, guys. You guys remember this one agent who I'm sure we've seen around a few times. He goes by the name of Gila or whatever his name is, he's made it clear that he did not sign up for kidnapping innocent kids and everything. And he's gotten tired of it, that he's pretty much starting to betray the ASA. Not that I blame him. Who can blame that guy? I mean, you're a soldier and you do these things, but kidnapping kids, killing them? That's way out of line there. Way out of line. And that's where he decided to work with Lynn Stewart, who, as y'all know, been having that drug problem since she had been taking that green light, and after escaping ASA and losing it, she's been going into a downward demon path. And by that I mean inner demons, the drug addict thing. You guys know what I'm talking about there. And that's where, and I was just like, that woman needs help. And she really does. Because even though now she got it back, thanks to that Gardner guy who's now working with her. And yeah, now that she's gotten it back, she was able to finally start back to what she was doing, trying to create like a cure to help the metas that are caught by the ASA. Well, while working with the sergeant, she found a way to temporarily give people metahuman powers. And that's what she used to go back to the ASA and get Tobias Well, because Tobias Well is needed to stabilize the metahuman kids for both the ASA and the Markovians. And this is where the ending came in, that's going to shift into the big battle coming forward for the next 5 episodes, or 2 or 3 episodes, who knows. But all it is that Lynn did end up escaping with Tobias Whale. Tobias Whale was going to double cross her, but she was smart enough to know not to trust him. But before they could escape, out of nowhere, a Markovian agent came out of nowhere, knocked all 3 of them out, and has told his superiors that he's got both Lynn and Tobias Well. You know that means trouble going forward. I mean, the Markovian threat, as I've said previously, has been confirmed to be real, but they haven't really been playing much of a major role. But it looks like that's all about to change, because now they got the person they need, Lynn and Tobias Well, to make their own army of metas ready. So, and now that Lynn's been captured, it's time for the Black Lightning family to go rescue her, but they're going to need help, and they're going to be working with the ASA since they each have a common goal, getting Lynn back, and for ASA, getting Tobias Well back. Oh, this is going to lead into some crazy stuff. Even dark stuff when Jefferson finds out what Lynn's been doing working with his arch nemesis. Oh boy. And, well, there are many stuff else I could say, but I'm just going to leave it all at that, guys, because, you know what, you get my point, and I'm just going to leave it all at that, guys, because I don't know what else more to say. But other than the fact that if you're enjoying my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of when I make more videos, and until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!